Hey, welcome back to the Scorpio channel, and welcome if you're new to my channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles can be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know if you're new to my channel, I like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play those karmic themes along with everything else. So a lot of times the readings are a lot longer because we go into the whys and how to integrate the spiritual lesson and how to transmute that spiritual energy. And spiritual energy is emotional energy. So when we have spiritual blocks, we're angry, we get triggered. That's how we know that we're blocked, or we have a negative emotion. We can feel jealous, we could feel aggravated, anything, any emotion that's derived from fear, because there's really only two energies, love and fear. However, we tend to think that mad is mad. Well, actually, mad is just another form of fear, just like anxiety. When we see people that have anxiety, but they are really angry, like we can see that and we can confuse their anxiety for, again, real like rage. And they are showing rage, but they're not really rageful at anything. It's just the way that they deal with the situation, their stress, right? So again, understanding why things are the way that they are a lot of times allows us to shape shift our situation, because we then don't take things personally. We're able to then redirect our behaviors to actually get an outcome that's a lot more pleasant. All right. Now, by the way, that this is not being recorded live. The thumbs up, the balloons, all that shit is uh, Zoom's new feature, which I cannot figure out how to get off. So if anyone has any recommendations on how to get that off, please feel free to share in the comments. All right, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, know that I'm about 2 to 3 months out due to personal things that are going on at home. A lot of you guys know, but my husband is health is not well, and it's just a very trying, very, very, very trying time. So be patient. Know that eventually I will be on here all the time because, like I said, I am going through a transition within my life very shortly. Okay. Now, if you do want to enter into winning a reading, again, you got to be open to getting a shadow reading. You also have to be open to getting it live. All readings are done live. I believe in spiritual law, what's best for everyone involved. You get a free reading. I get to display the channel, and people that resonate with the reading are going to be able to apply the information to their life and heal. Okay, so those are factors that you have to take into consideration, but you also got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, okay, and write the word of the video in the comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. And we always want to know that when we're dealing with people that have shadows, right? Because either they're not doing anything, or they're doing too much of something, or they're doing something that's triggering. So, and that's why we want to know, because it's triggering. So again, disappointment. So I feel like you felt like by now, like a person would have came back to you. You feel like you've been in separation from someone for a long time, and like you really thought that they would have come back because there was a really strong connection. Thing is, I'm getting the vibe that who you perceive this person was is not who you see who they are now. So that's part of the disappointment. And then also the fact that they didn't try and fix the damage that they created in the connection, which there was really no reason why that they even created that. I feel like they created trust issues. They, breadcrumbed, they toyed with your emotions. This person is an angry person. I feel like they have a lot of trauma. They're just an angry person. And I feel like it's just a disappointment in who they are. It's a disappointment that it didn't work out, in the fact of it's disappointment straight across the board, because they're not who they say that they were. And now you see that. And then there's also the factor that they didn't come and fix it. Like they never even presented who they are to you, though you can still kind of feel their energy and there's still a connection. And there's part of you that's like, it's a disappointment in the fact also that I don't know why this is transpiring in my life. It's like, why do I have to have this energy? And so possibly, Scorpio, you feel like I keep attracting people that pretend to be someone that they're not. And then if that's not the worst of it, it's how they treat me. Like this person, I feel like all they needed to do was come back into your life, give you an explanation, apologize, do something. But whatever friendship that, or whatever foundation that you thought that you actually had with this person, what you see is that there's nothing there. It was one-sided, and that's a disappointment. So that's the underlining energy. So when you were in a connection with this person, it's again, like, I feel like they wouldn't give you time, but they also, like, when there was a problem, any problem, anything that wasn't surface. So you could have had something exciting happen, like maybe someone in your family got married or you're going to take a trip. This person showed no interest. If someone died, this person didn't show an interest. Like no matter what it is, they never followed through. So they were presenting, if everything was light and airy on an every day that they reached out, everything was fine. It's like this person opened up to you. There was a connection. But then when it came time for them to really show up, there was always avoidance. And that has to do with emotional intimacy. So what we're seeing is disappointment because this person emotionally didn't give you what you needed. But it's also because they have, avoidance problems, avoidant attachment issues, which is they're a runner. So anytime that the relationship would get deep, they wouldn't let it, is pretty much to sum that up. And so it kind of made you feel as if, either you were put into isolation or they would go into isolation. And I feel like this triggered you. So almost like when you were a kid, if you had to figure out something on your own, if you went through a difficult time and you didn't have support, you would go into isolation mode, trying to like we hermit, right, to protect ourselves. So there was a sense of that because of their avoidance, there was a sense that you couldn't be emotional, vulnerable, or transparent with this person. And so instead, like you were meant to like be by yourself. And this is what this person gave off too. Like, here's this emotional connection, but what they're showing you when push comes to shove, like any important thing, almost like this person has to ruin any event by just not giving you something. And I figured that's a trigger. I feel like you grew up with a parent that never praised you, that never acknowledged anything. And though you might have thought that that was normal, it was actually a trauma that that person didn't show up. So everything that you had to do, you had to figure out on your own as a child. That's why we go into isolation. This person not expressing to you, like again, how they feel, what they want in a relationship, obviously did not allow you to open up to them. And I feel like emotionally, obviously you weren't getting anything. And then also this person would do things deliberately to trigger you. Like they would flirt with other people or hold on to like exes and show you that they were capable of emotionally giving, just not to you. So again, display of affection you have towards your former partner triggers my insecurities. So again, I feel like you grew up with a parent that never like acknowledged you, anything good, didn't praise you, almost acted like they were in competition with you, which again is a narcissistic thing. So what you did was you tried to create boundaries with this person because you said, I want to find my happy medium. I do have feelings towards you. We do have a connection. However, I'm not going to let you dictate what this relationship is going to look like because your way is grossly imbalanced. So I'm going to create boundaries for myself. And then this person just like would steamroll your boundaries. So again, it was like what you grew up with. I feel like a trigger, like a constant trigger, like your boundaries were seriously crossed and you felt disrespected. So I feel like part of the boundary is it's like I want you to, if you're talking to me, then just talk to me. Don't talk to 1,000 other people. This person did what they wanted to do. It's again, it's a boundary isn't just don't call me. It's how I expect you to treat me. This person had a problem with that. They wanted to treat you the way that they wanted to treat you, and they had a perception of how they thought that you should be treated, which is I don't really want it. I don't really want to you to be treated nicely, which is bizarre because you're like, okay, if you have feelings for me, why wouldn't you show me? And again, that's really where the disappointment comes from. It's like, wow, you're not who you say, even though we have this spiritual connection and there's a knowingness. You want me to like be powerless in a relationship. And then when I call you out on it, you like put the blame back on me. So you're just constantly showing me that you don't really give a shit. And I got to the place of where I'm intolerant to it because I'm always angry. I'm always angry. I'm always angry. And then on top of it, because I get angry, then you betray me more. I feel like it's just betrayal. Because again, you don't want to be flexible. You don't want to, oh, that's the stubborn, right? This again, stubbornness because they don't want to be flexible. But again, everything's my way or the highway. It's again, and here's this person that you really thought by now you'd be back, you would have apologized by now. We had a connection, we've had fallen outs before where you've come out. Why all of a sudden didn't you do it that this time? Especially since you did all that. It's like I feel like this person had opportunities to come back, um, and they blew their chance to actually even fix the connection. Again, wanting you to feel powerless, like that you didn't have like any control in the relationship. If you want to be with this person, you're gonna give up all your power. So, and it's like, but this person feels like they have no power. They feel like they're not strong. They feel, I feel like there's a thing where you actually trigger this person. So, does this person feel a spiritual connection? Yeah, there's a knowing, there's an ESP connection. That's what this inner wisdom is. It's through the heart and mind. It's wisdom because it's like it comes from the divine. But there's a disappointment because what should come with that is emotional security and where this person listens to you. And I feel like part of listening to you was like, I need you to be in my life. I need you, if you're gonna be like connected to me, then I want you to be in my life. I want you to give energy. I want equal give and take reciprocity. I don't want you to talk to other people. I I don't want you to play with my emotions. It's like this person was like, I'm not gonna even let you stay safe because boundaries allows you to stay safe and secure. No, this person wanted to create an attachment. And then if you weren't going to allow them to do that, then you're the bad guy. So again, so to be in the relationship, again, it's all about them having power over you, dominance over you. But that's mainly because, again, they have a lot of spiritual blocks from childhood, from previous relationships due to their avoidance. So this person will perceive that they care about a past lover, but there's no emotional connection. This person knows that that past lover doesn't want to be with them anymore because they have botched up the relationship the same way that they botched up the relationship with you. It's just this person doesn't like to look like the bad guy. So what it is it's like as soon as the relationship's over, and they know that they don't really have to change. They don't have to, they're going to act nice. But meanwhile, they're with a new supply. So it's like I have a new supply and I'm going to show that old supply. I could be everything that you wanted me to be. I just chose that I wasn't going to be, that I was going to be stubborn with you. I was going to, like, again, devalue you, where again, you're going to be angry all the time. But the truth of the matter is that people that are angry do this. People that are like happy, they don't do this. This person's like almost like taking the wounds of their past relationship and projecting it all onto you because you're making them feel a certain way, emotions that they're not used to feeling, emotions that they've detached from. It's again, because again, they have a hard time of letting go of the past. So it always plays out as chaos within the relationship. So it's almost like this person getting triggered by their feelings and your boundaries. So it's again, they create chaos. And that chaos is all about gaining control over you. And you're like, well, what the fuck is that? If they don't want to give me anything, it doesn't make sense. Someone make it stop. And it's like the person doesn't care how they steal energy, just as long as they can steal energy, right? It's like your mind is still on them. If you confront them, hey, you're still thinking about them. You're still giving them, and they're creating chaos in the relationship. That's drama. Drama, a lot of times, is associated with passion, fire, again, and this dominance. So it's again this need for control because they don't feel safe. It's again where it's like almost like you see even the picture, look at that. It's like I feel like there is like an innocence to you, like where things just happen for you because you're just so good. And there's a sense that they have feelings, but that triggers them. And it triggers like you ever hear they say, your light triggers their demons. That's what this card, they want you to be a victim. They want you to be a victim to them. It's again where they want you to like be reliant on them, but they also want you to be like the victim to them. It's a very like I feel like this person like would be like really like kinky, like in bed, like it would be like they associate love too much with pain. And it's because when they have those deep feelings that they've cut off due to the chaos in their relationships and the drama that they've created, um, obviously there's horrible consequences when you do that. So there's a sense that this person feels so weak and feels like, that has a lot of shadows. So they wear a mask, so they want to feel powerful. And here it is, you seem so pure, so innocent, so weak, so gentle, so spiritual. They almost just want to like dirty you up. That's the energy there. So it's like, and if you're not giving it, they're like, well, then I'm going to confront you. I'm going to put you in a situation where you have to defend yourself. And then I'm going to like make you look crazy. Like, again, to create some sort of narrative, like you're the person that's obsessive when you're not. It's this person's obsessive. They're obsessive compulsive, and the thing is that they're ruminating because you're not doing anything here. It's like you're like, okay, I am not gonna be like you acted like you didn't care. Like you acted like you didn't care and you're mad because I'm not gonna stick around for that. It's like you're mad because I'm not gonna like live in a chaotic connection with you. Yes. It's again constraint. It's like that's what they want because they're so insecure. They feel so weak. The only way is to be really codependent to create this trauma bond. But the trauma bond is almost, again, like I said, I feel like this kinky energy, right? Which understand a lot of times that is how it plays out. The relationship, there is a very strong sexual chemistry where the person is very attracted to you. However, they have so many wounds that they don't want to look at, that they don't want to heal, that you're making them feel feelings that they don't want to feel, they want to avoid, and it's all about control. It's all about having power. It's very narcissistic energy, where again, this person has a lot of like my way or the highway. It's a very big ego, and it's run again by anger. There's a lot of fire there, but fire again with this passion. And here you come along and you're this bright light. You're this like light, and this person has attraction, and you're not. It's like this. They don't like to feel that way because it makes them feel powerless. So their thing is to dominate you so they feel safe. Again, but like love, there is no ownership. That's how you know it's a karmic. Like unconditional love, which is of light, is no ownership, no expectation. This person is like, no, I own you. Passion, fire. And it's because they're wounded. It's not because in their mind, they actually think that they do have feelings for you because they're not healed. They don't know that unconditional love because they're so broken and fragmented. Like I said, people that have detached from themselves, they're not emotionally intelligent. So because they're not, they have addictions, and then they have obsessive compulsive disorder where it's all about control, it's all about dominance, it's very dark energy. And that happens from a very traumatic childhood of not feeling loved. So this person's like, I'm gonna love, but it's gonna be my way. And so it's dark energy, and it's really where they want you to again be very influenced by them. And it's like the thing is, I feel like too, at one point in life, because they had a lot of bad relationships, they were influenced by people around them, like parents that, by the way, were not healthy, had dysfunctional relationships, but influenced this person on how to actually be in control in their relationship, because I feel like the same karmic pattern kept happening to this person where, people would hurt them, right? But it's like now they're like, I'm not going to even put myself in that position. I'm going to, I'm going to dominate. I'm going to control. And I'm going to be so much so because I'm very obsessive. The obsessive means that they know everything that you're doing. They might act like they don't, but I feel like they spy on your social media. I feel like they ask people. I feel like whatever this information this person would have, they would use it for their benefit to again get you back. And from their perception, they would really think that, you know, that they care about you. This is really their thought. And I know that that sounds crazy because there's a whole lot of dominance there. There's a whole lot of control there. But again, this person's not healed. So we look and see what they're going to do. What are they going to do? This card was in there and it's Joker card. So I feel like, again, they're going to watch what you do. I always call that a chameleon card when one of them snuck in because there's nothing there. So nothing there is like you're a chameleon. All right, so let's see. Breathe. I feel like there's a sense that um, that they go from one extreme to another. So I feel like in this relationship in the beginning, it's like they're someone that loses themselves completely in a relationship because, again, it takes a lot of energy to dominate someone, to control them, to be obsessive about them. But then what happens is that I feel like it creates a lot of anxiety for this person. I believe that then they feel suffocated, even though they've done it to themselves, um, because no one really wants that. And then it's also making you feel suffocated, where you feel gonna feel like you can't breathe within the connection. Because, like I said, they're gonna go from one extreme to another. When we say, well, what are they gonna do? It's like this person's obsessive compulsive. They can't help it. It's again, their addictions drive them. Their the anxiety is going to drive them. I feel like they have a lot of anger from their anxiety, the need to control, the need to like, because they don't feel safe. They don't feel strong. They want to feel powerful. There is so much I want to tell you. So there's a part of this, you've been in separation from this person for a long time and they feel like you're slipping away. So I feel like there's part of them that is very strategic. And I feel like they're very good with words. I feel like they're very charming and they're again have very narcissistic, even a little bit on borderline sociopath personality where they are able to, be a charmer, be that chameleon, right? Turn to feel you out. Okay, I feel like you're receptive to me, so now I'm going to turn it on even hotter, and maybe you're going to give me more. I'm going to try and play on pulling your heartstrings. I want to, I believe me. Uh, I want to persuade you. And I think it's because they do have feelings, but again, they feel like they're losing control. So they do feel like this person's going to come back, because I'm going to tell you, friends and family disapprove of this connection. I feel like they're going to blame other people, where I do feel like I said, they have people in their environment that are telling them like how to handle this situation with you and haven't told them how to handle past relationships too. And that's why the relationships look like shit, because this person isn't listening to their higher self. Again, when they tap into their higher self, I feel like they get so much anxiety that they can't breathe, that they don't trust themselves. So then on top of it, this is why they ask for advice from other people. And so a lot of times friends and family won't support them, mainly because every time you get into a relationship, it turns south, and then we have to bail you out or we have to come and fix it. And I feel like they just don't trust this person's judgment. Or they feel like they're protecting for some, because I felt like some have already been divorced once or twice. It's like, take a break, you run too fast into relationships, you don't really know, you shouldn't, don't really trust. Make that person do everything, make that person come to you, make that person give to you, that person. So this person's insecure because they feel like that's what a person really needs to do, where they're powerless because they don't step into their truth. They're giving all that power away, it seems like. They're listening to other people more than their own self. But again, it's because they don't trust themselves. That's why they have to control you, because they're not strong in themselves. So I still have it growing to do. So this person knows that at this time, though they want to talk to you, they want to persuade you. They know that they get not ready to give you the relationship that you're deserving of having. So we have to say at this point in time, well, then why did they come into your life? Well, because you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life. What are you supposed to learn from the situation? self-sabotage. These are inner child wounds, by the way. By the way, self-sabotage, by the way, comes from shame. When we, again, tend to get in our own way, shame. Okay? So you had shame. And so, again, when we are told, maybe you did something as a child. I feel like for some of you, you guys might have been like little like kleptomaniacs, or like maybe you fought all the time. You said maybe you were overly emotional. Maybe you, it doesn't matter what it was, but whatever it was, you were shamed for. And so when a child takes on that energy of shame, they don't believe that they're deserving of love. So they create a lot of psychological reversals, which is exactly what this person that you were dealing with, it has. These are the wounds. So you're a magnet for what comes into your life. Now, that doesn't mean that you haven't healed your spiritual imbalances. And we can do that by, again, creating a new self, by giving ourselves self-love, right? And that's by creating ourselves, making a new way, creating a new persona, but not by pretending to, by buying ourselves stuff or connecting to other people, but by actually feeding ourselves, growing ourselves, investing in ourselves, losing ourselves in what we love, what we're passionate about, connecting to like-minded people. Again, when we invest in ourselves, it only takes a mustard seed. God makes that multiply. We're all David going up against Goliath. Don't say I don't have enough money. Don't say again, don't let the obstacles in your way. Don't do that. It's, again, start where you are. And if it's, again, want to be on the healing path, you start by healing yourself. And you can start with just utilizing your computer at your home, taking reasonable classes online, by, again, investing in yourself, loving on yourself. If you're someone that has anxiety, by maybe taking a breathwork class, taking yoga, again, by doing something for yourself. If you don't have fun in your life, take a dancing class, take a cooking class, something to activate your creativity, to help you connect with other individuals on an intimate level, because intimacy is about trust. And listen, if you're learning how to do the tango and they're going to dip you, you better trust them, because you don't want them to drop you. You're like, hey, listen, I don't want to get paired up with Marco over there, because every time I got to do the dip, he drops me on the floor. I don't trust him. I mean, relationships are something that happen over time. Trust is something that happens over time by what a person shows you, and getting strong in yourself by investing in yourself, loving yourself, getting to see yourself in different environments, connecting to different things opens up new portals to open your imagination. And when we have trauma, which, shame, we don't just get shame. A parent puts shame on us because of something that we did, or a teacher puts shame on us, an adult, someone in our environment puts shame on us because of what we did. Now, if you had a parent that continually judged you because, again, what you look like, anything from your sex to your gender to your unique individuality, if you wanted to be an artist, an acrobat, a clown, it doesn't matter. It's, again, that you were shamed for you. Or it could have been, I did something that was shameful, because children do. No one's perfect. But when we shame, we begin to self-loathe. And when we self-loathe, we don't feel that we're deserving. And when we don't feel we're deserving, we're too busy in trying to be liked than trying to be respected. So we unconsciously go into relationships where we do and give. Now, if you would have did that in this connection, this person would have definitely sabotaged you, because they're wounded. So you avoided the karmic consequences. That's what that shows me. Because you said, oh, this is a crazy thing and they're not doing anything except for like playing a whole lot of games. But if you were at a low vibe with somebody, again, that didn't feel that you were deserving of love, well, hey, you're gonna do it. You're gonna care, again, a lot about being liked, a lot about acceptance, a lot about getting that love, and about giving yourself self-love, about respecting yourself, because that's what self-love is all about. It's about investing in yourself, respecting yourself. This is the only energy that can heal this energy. And if you don't heal this energy, this is what happens. You get in your own way. You form a psychological reversal where you actually do something that will create the exact opposite of what you want. And that's not what happened, but this is what happened to your person, which tells me at one point you had it, but you needed to integrate the spiritual lesson. So you just did, because you said, not today, Satan. I'm not going to be with you. I invest in myself. And then we end off and we say the energy that we integrate into this situation is vitality. Understand that you are source in physical form, right? There's no separation. That spark inside of you, that spirit inside of you that connects you to me is known as empathy and sensitivity. Well, it's our vitality also, because that's the energy of the Holy Spirit. And it says, I am a vitality of light. I accept the divine energy in my body, and every one of my cells regenerates. So I kind of feel like you broke family karma, because vitality, when we don't have it, is we have a root chakra imbalance, right? Is I'm tired. I feel lethargic. I'm too up in my head. Trauma creates that, right? There's a detachment. And that happens a lot of times with shame. Again, when that shame can come from anywhere, not having enough money, being sick, anything that makes you think that there's something wrong with you. So again, then you do something to compensate, overcompensate for that perceived perception. And that's how you sabotage yourself. So again, that energy is very draining. So we see it's almost like the energy goes in a loop. And that's how a karmic loop is created. I do this to avoid this, and then I actually get what I tried to avoid. And so the vitality is the fact that, again, that you're one with source, and that energy is also known as prana. It's oxygen. Well, it's also the Holy Spirit. God is ubiquitous. The universe is ubiquitous. You have the universe inside of you. So you have oxygen inside of you. It's the spiritual blocks that make you perceive that you don't. So healing, the first part of healing is healing the psychological and the emotional. And then obviously to integrate. And so what Spirit's reminding you is again, that remember who you are. Always remember who you are. That's how you reset yourself. When you have been around someone that is toxic, someone that has a lot of psychological and emotional wounds, shadows, as we say, is to remember who you are. Because any person that's around someone that has all those blocks is going to be triggered. And that's where the anger comes in. And remember, anger is draining. Anger is heavy. Anger is what creates those spiritual blockages. All right, Scorpio, you let me know how you resonated with this. And I also want to say, usually when you have transmuted this energy, you've wound up creating something. So, and because you're taking the negative energy and you applied it to something else. And that is what gave you, again, that energy. So, Spirit's reminding you of that there's always a space between what you reap to what is sown, to what you sow to what is reaped, right? Or what you reap is what you sow, whatever. It's to what you plant to what is grown, per se. So understand good things are happening because you raised your vibration. That's the whole point of that card. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.